there are still millions of people who believe that voting is irrelevant to their lives, that voting will have no impact, or that the system is rigged. So what is the point? Or perhaps they are overwhelmed, as if the issues are too complex and politics is simply too unpleasant. They simply do not want to get engaged. Some people are really busy. They say things like, hey, I have so much on my plate. I'm simply trying to get my kids to babysitter, get to work, and perhaps get some sleep. They simply do not believe they have enough time in their lives. And believe me, I understand. I understand being busy, and I understand feeling frustrated. Because believe me, I am frustrated as well. I'm fed up with our political systems too, and hostility. It's exhausting, and to be honest, depressing. So I understand you want to block everything out and just try to live your life, take care of yourself and your family. But there's a catch. Why some people are frustrated and tune out on election day? Trust me when I say that others are voting. With or without you, democracy will endure. They vote in every election, from local governments, councillor, to governor, to president, because voters understand the influence that the leaders they elect may have on every aspect of our lives. Now the police we elect are in charge of policing our streets. The school board members we elect determine how our children's schools operate. Local government chairman, that is, will send a town hall, and they will decide whether or not to fix the decaying roads in the public transportation system. The people who represent us in Senate pass legislation on everything from job development to military readiness. That's only the candidates who are on the ballot. This time around, there are ballot initiatives on everything from supporting military housing to promoting renewable energy to improving senior citizen facilities across Nigeria. And the people who vote will determine what happens on each and every one of those topics. When you think about it, not voting is like to letting your grandmother choose your clothes for you. No insult intended to grandmas. We adore grandmas as well. I enjoy spending time with grandma when she comes to visit. I enjoy eating her black soup and snail. But how many of you, particularly those under 30 years, would allow your grandmother pick what you want to the party? How many of you would drive a car that your grandmother chose for you? Or live in an apartment with furniture that your grandmother chose? All jokes aside, my argument is, and this is a joke, that not many of you would desire someone who isn't, because you don't share the same spaces. Even though they love you and you love them, you wouldn't let him do it for you because you don't see the work the same way they do. Because you know your grandmother's choices for you are not the same as your own. With all the love in the world, what grandma believes is good for you may not be what you think is good for you. And you surely wouldn't approach a random stranger on the street, someone who is unfamiliar with your life or who is unconcerned about your community will not comprehend it, doesn't realize it. Also have that individual choose your doctor. Alternatively, have that individual check to see if your babysitter is safe and if the water you are drinking is okay. You wouldn't expect someone else to look after your belongings. Yet, that's exactly what you are doing when you don't vote, which is something I don't understand. You are allowing others to make important decisions about your life and where you will live, how you are going to handle it. You are simply stating that you do it, and you might not agree with their decision. You may not enjoy having to live with the repercussions of other people's decisions, but staying at home essentially puts your return, your future, in the hands of others. And the truth is that some people are hoping you will do just like that. They are hoping you will just trust them to make these crucial decisions for you. Just relax and let me handle the situation. There are people out there right now who are making it more difficult to vote. But we have to kind of sit with that for a moment, because you have to ask yourself, why on earth would anyone, regardless of party, want to make it more difficult for people to participate in the democracy? But that is happening all over the place right now. They are closing police stations. They are making it more difficult for volunteers to register people. They are coming up with creative tactics to keep you at home. I'm hoping that when you hear about all of these things, you will give up and conclude that voting is too difficult, that it will consume several hours of your time, that it necessitates some unique talents and knowledge that you don't have. That is exactly what they desire. And you can understand how such strategies can begin. Make them believe that this is simply too difficult for them. We've all met someone who feels this way. Again, regardless of political affiliation, we all know someone who believes that way. An uncle, a neighbor, a childhood friend. That is why I'm speaking out today, because we have a day. Yes, because we know that it will be up to people like us who will show up on a Sunday for a demonstration like this to help, to assist those people, to assist in telling the truth about voting. Is registering to vote really that difficult? It's not difficult. That's correct. It only takes a few minutes. It will just take a few minutes. Many states in the US allows you to vote by mail once you've registered. That is something people do all the time. In their homes, they vote by mail. Fill out a ballot on the table. They ball at their kitchen table and drop it in the mail, in their jeans, in their sneakers. Relax, no rush, no crushed over. And it's as simple as that. It is that simple. In addition, voting in person is exactly as quick. In 2015, the average time voters waited in line at the polling site was only 30 minutes. Isn't that just an average? In some instances, it was even shorter. Consider how much time you spend on your phone. 30 minutes. You know, on any given day, you spend 30 minutes picking Instagram filters while viewing videos to send your friend a text, right? So with just have to remind ourselves that we have 30 minutes to accomplish a lot of things. And if we have 30 minutes to waste on things that have no bearing on our daily lives, we have 30 minutes to vote. That is correct. And believe me, and here is something else I simply want to make sure everyone understands that voting does not require any special knowledge. You know, you don't have to be qualified to vote if you don't have a fancy degree. To be eligible to vote, you do not need to read every news story. What is more, to vote? To vote, you must be eligible. Citizenship is what is required. You have to be a part of this country, Nigeria. You know, you must have thoughts on topics that affects your community. That is what makes you eligible to vote. Concern for your children's future qualifies you to vote, as does a desire to have a role in what happens in this country, Nigeria. So don't be frightened. Don't allow someone frighten you out of participating in this process. I've been voting since the age of 18. And believe me, at the age of 18, I knew nothing about nothing, right? But you don't know that is important to you. For all young people, you are aware that you have a voice, that you have thoughts about what is going on, and that you are eligible to vote. It's also not that difficult. For the first time in my awareness, many people of various ages are registered to vote due to the difficult situation in Nigeria right now. That is correct. And that is something to be proud of. You know, having your driver's license or national ID, voter's card, should be just as crucial, right? So those young people understand that they want a say in what happens in their communities. Yes, they see the need for change. This is how people are changing their towns around the country. Let me use an example. There was a small county in Missouri in the United States called Boone County, where people were battling to get their children. They required mental health treatment. Hundreds of families had requested counseling for their children, but there were no resources available. As a result, the people of Boone County banded together. They devised a strategy for funding children's mental health care. They collected signatures. Their goal was to get their issue on the ballot. They went out and voted after that. And now, just a few years later, they are offering counseling to children in Boone County. Every child in that county is getting a mental health screening. They are also educating teachers and childcare advocates on how to better support children with mental health issues. And it all happened because people in that one county and that one region of the country believed their children deserved better. And they realized that the only way to make it happen was for them to vote. So don't allow anyone persuade you that your vote is meaningless. Those in Boone County might have simply sat back and murmured, "Oh my God, this is terrible. Our children are being mistreated. What a pity. Everything appears to be hopeless. So I'm going to stay at home." They could have done so, but they recognize that our democracy operates in the opposite direction. They understand that the only way to affect change in the US is to get out and vote for the change they want. And things happened when they went out to vote. And the same thing can happen on any issue in Nigeria today. In America, this is how things change. Let us come out in mass numbers to vote and make Nigeria great again. Peace out.